try this again. Hey you guys, welcome back to another YouTube video by yours truly, Gabby. Right now I'm in my library at the school, so if I sound like I'm speaking low, it's because I am. But I wanted to give you guys a story time. It's story time, but it's not a happy story time. It's a fuck boy story time. Let me see if I have the text messages to reference off of. I do actually. I have the messages to reference off of, so let's get this joint started real quick because I have class in like 2 hours and I want to like hurry up and do this while it's fresh. Well, okay, I'm gonna just tell you the story. Let's start off with 2017 fall. I just came to the school. I'm not gonna tell y'all the school's name, but I just came to the school. It's my first time being at a university, so everything's like a little different and stuff. So I had to take a gym class, and the gym class was fencing, and I met this guy in the class. Excuse me. His name is, we'll call him Jack. His name is Jack. So me and Jack had fencing class together, so I didn't like Jack off the rip because Jack was very cocky about fencing. It was everybody's first year fencing, and he thought he was hot shit because he was actually good at it. He was actually good at it, and he really was good at fencing, but relax, it wasn't that deep for him to get all hype, and it got on my nerves, so I never liked him from the jump. So that's the backstory of who Jack is. Now let's fast forward to fall 2018, which is this year. I see Jack on campus now, and he says hi to me and stuff, and I'm not rude. I'm gonna say hi back because we did have class together. Just because I didn't like him, that don't mean I have to be rude. So I said hi, and he said hi, how are you, blah blah blah, and I said I'm chilling, I'm good, how about you? And he was like, oh, I'm a senior now, I'm almost done, I'm about to be out of here. Oh, we should hang out, we should chill and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, that sounds good. But he didn't give me his number that time. He caught me again in the library. Mind you, I'm always here. If it's not in like these study rooms, it's downstairs. I'm in the library on either 3 floors, first, second, third. You will mostly catch me on the ground floor, but I like to switch it up sometimes and go in the basement or like go on the top floor in the library. Today I'm on the top floor. But anyways, he saw me again in the library. He came up to me and he was like, let me get your number so we could text and stuff and we can hang out. And I was like, sure. I'm a commuter student, so I don't really know what campus life is at this school. I was told campus life is ass here, but it's whatever. I just came to get my bachelor's and call it a day. So I go to communications class, and he texts me. He's like, hey, what you doing? I'm like, I'm in class. How about you? And he's like, oh, I'm about to get something to eat. And I was like, oh, okay. Then he like asks me like, what I'm pull up. I gotta look back at the reference text. I kept it for this video, but after that I'm gonna delete it. Yeah, I told him I was in class, and then he asked me what I was doing after class, and I told him I was gonna go home because I don't really hang out on campus, and that is exactly why I don't have any college friends but Erica, because me and Erica goes to the same school. That is exactly why I don't have any college friends. I don't stay, I don't participate, I don't do none of that, but I'm gonna try to change that this year. So I said I'm going home, and he said you should hang out with me sometimes, and I'm like, it's a new year, let me turn over a leaf. Like, yeah, sure, we can hang out, it's whatever, I don't mind hanging out with you. So then he gives me a back ass compliment. I'm not a fan of back ass compliments. It's either you give me a compliment or you give me an insult. Don't give me 2 and 2. Don't do half and half. He said I was a lot cuter than he remembered. Well, maybe it's because last year you had an attitude. Whoa, whoa, let's pump them brakes there. Last year I had an attitude because you thought you was better than everybody in fencing and you was cocky, and I don't really mess with cocky people like that. That wasn't my energy. So I told him, let me see. Yeah, that's what I told him. I told him he was cocky, like, and I wasn't feeling that energy. And he was like, well, I ain't blowing my own horn, but I was good. And I was just like, all right, well, whatever. So then he's like, are you single? That's 2. I'm like, okay. Okay, let me not take that as 2 because, you know, people were conversing, so people want to know a little more about you. But when some people ask you if you're single, they want to know if you're available to, like, see if you want to mess around with me, or they just genuinely want to know if you're single just to know. So I told him it was complicated. I have nothing complicated going on in my life. I just said that to him just to see what he was going to say. Like, because after a while, the conversation, I was getting the vibe that the conversation wasn't going in a friendly way. Once he gave me that back-ass compliment, I wasn't feeling that. So let me pick up the phone instead of looking down. So I told him it was complicated, and I asked him the same thing. I didn't really care, but I wanted, let me not say I wanted to know, but I asked him the same thing just to see what he said. Like, just to have I'm just conversating with him. Mind you, I'm in class too, so like, I'm just trying to do a quick reply and just turn back to the teacher. So he was like, oh, it's complicated. Then, here's number 2. He, gotta put this down. Here's number 2. He goes on and says, I figured if you ever came up, we could fuck around, meaning if I ever hung out at his dorm, we could fuck around. So I said, oh, you on that type time? I said, what's your level of complication with your situation? And he was like, I'm on that type time, but if we keep the questions to a minimal, it's as complicated as yours. Like, I'm free for the rest of the day. Is that supposed to turn me on? Is that supposed to be like, oh my gosh, his situation is probably the same as my situation, so that gives me a reason to go up there and just give him my body? What type time was he on? Obviously on that type time, but as soon as I read that, I was like, oh, okay. So I asked him, are you going through a drought? And he was like, why you ask that? And then I just peeped. He told me to keep the questions to a minimal. So I said I could ask how many questions I want to ask, because at the end of the day, you want me. And he was like, ain't nothing like that. I'm being upfront, and who said I wanted you? So I had to copy and paste what he said to me and read it back to him. Like, didn't you just say we could fuck around? If I ever came up, we could fuck around. And he was like, I did say that, but I'm not desperate, because I called him desperate. Oh, let me read exactly what I said so I could get a clear picture. I said, but this is a little more than upfront. Since we're being upfront, you sound desperate. And you're right, you didn't say it. He didn't exactly say it, but if you ever came around, we could fuck around, is kind of indicating that you want to fuck me. So he wants to have sex with me. So he's like, nah, I'm never desperate, but obviously if I said all that, and I'm just like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, why am I entertaining this conversation? And as soon as I was about to end the conversation, he sends me another message, which is number 3. He says, but I'm really trying to see what the top is like for now since we're being upfront. I've never cursed out a man before because I don't need no man beating me up or attacking me and stuff, because I'm a dainty little person. Like, I can't defend myself against a man. A husky man, a skinny man. Men just got more force than women. Not all men, but some men. And, you know, I've never really cursed out a man before, but I felt this from the bottom of my heart. I said, nigga, fuck you. Like, I literally said that. How dare you say, I just want to see what the top is like for now? What made you think that I was that type of girl? You obviously said I had an attitude last semester, so meaning we never talked because you assumed I had an attitude. We never hung out outside of class because I just told y'all I don't stay at school. Once I finish my classes, I go home. I don't talk to anybody in school that's sexual related, that's relationship related. It's just about classes. So for him to think that he could talk to me on that type time, I don't know what these girls do here after hours in this place, but I'm not in that category. So once I told him that, I blocked him. And this happened in September, and we're still in October, so this happened a month ago. Excuse me. And I was just like, I'm over it. And I seen him in the cafeteria last week, and he steered clear from me, thank God, because I felt like if he would have approached me, I would have screamed, or I would have took him to the dean. Like, I really should have reported him to the dean. Like, what type time are you on? Oh my God, this is annoying me. I'm never gonna wear this bra again because he just keeps like sitting right here instead of like sitting right here, coming all up in the video. Like, chill. But he was very dirty for that. So when I told Erica that happened, Erica said he looks like the type to carry a STD. That's not something nice to say, but I agree with Erica. Why are you just willy-nilly throwing yourself out there? Like, don't get me wrong. We are in a day and age where people feel comfortable to just have sex and not commit in a relationship, which is not a big deal. I don't judge anybody that does that. But there's a way to come about it. If you just wanted to have sex with me, you don't know how I would feel. Maybe if you came off a little softer, maybe if you flirted with me a little bit, you know, act like you wanted to get to know me instead of saying you wanted to see what the top was like, maybe you could have had an end result. Because at the end of the day, he wasn't an ugly guy. He was just cocky. He was dark skinned. He wasn't that tall. I would say he's, what am I, 4'9"? So I would say he was average height. He was like 5'3". Because everybody's taller than me. He was average height. Not even average height. He was 2 inches below average. So he was 5'3". He was dark skinned. He had nice hair. He dressed nice. He was a good looking guy. But just because you're good looking, that don't mean you could talk to any female like that. And if it worked, I feel like it worked for some of these shorties around here, because for him to say it so boldly to me, I felt like that wasn't his first time saying something like that. I don't know if he thought I was black and I was down just like he was black, but I wasn't on that type time. And this idiot had the nerve. I'm getting louder, sorry, because I'm getting frustrated all over again. This idiot had the nerve to try to add me on Snapchat too. Blocked. Stop. Like, he is so weird. Like, I've never met anybody so weird like that. As soon as I blocked him, like, yeah. But that's the end of my story time. Just how a fuck nigga tried to have sex with me. A fuck bull tried to have sex with me, but I wasn't feeling it nor having it. The way he came about me was a no. The way he gave me a back-ass compliment was a no. The way he wanted to see if I would come up and have sex with him was a no. And the way he asked for head was definitely a no. I'm not that type shorty. He better keep searching around this campus for them type shorties, because I'm not it at the end of the day. But I feel like I've been talking for a long time, and I feel like I'm getting louder. I don't want to get too loud because I don't want these people to come up in here like, I'm trying to study. Because that happened to me before, actually. That's another story time. These people is bold. These people is bold in this school. They're very bold, but thank you guys for watching. Me and Erica appreciate you guys for watching. And we'll catch you in another video. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, so they could tell their friends, so they could hop on this train.